Yo, what is poppin' YouTube? It's your boy JB, man. You are tuned in to another one, man. We are finna go fly through to Oklahoma. Go check out Oklahoma's most dangerous weekend. I say fly through because we definitely not stopping there and seeing and no sightseeing at all, bro. We finna see this through YouTube goggles and go on to the next video. Nah, but in all seriousness, this is the story of S-Rag and Duck. I ain't seen it. We all gonna watch this together, man. Real-time reactions. Let's get it.
And more breaking news. A girl is dead after being run over by a car in northeast Oklahoma City.
Right now, police are investigating two overnight homicides right here in the metro.
There was some sort of fight that came before that car struck that young girl. They say that they're still looking for that driver at this hour. Police have not shared any descriptions or information about the exact person that they're looking for or about the car that they may be driving, but they say that they're still looking for that person.
Police say.
Oh yeah, shouts out Hood 187 for the video, man. Y'all make sure y'all tap in. They could definitely go and get a subscription from me. Y'all go subscribe as well, man. Hood 187. At least that's what it's saying down here, Hood 187. So you dig.
Driver went through several backyards before hitting the teen and driving off. The backyard fence was down at the time. That teenage girl was pronounced dead at the hospital.
Before you begin watching this video, I encourage you to consider donating to the victims involved in this case and to approach the documented content with mindfulness and sensitivity. On March 21st, 2025, just before 10 p.m., Oklahoma City officers began receiving calls about a fight breaking out between two females at a residence near Northeast 7th Street and Martin Luther King Avenue. The cause of the altercation remains unknown, but both individuals are reportedly known for their involvement in street activities. Allegedly, they are affiliated with rival gangs, which may have been the motive behind the confrontation, which ended with one girl losing her life.
The officers were able to determine that the act was an intentional act and not an accident, which is why the homicide unit's currently present investigating the crime.
18-year-old Kimariana allegedly became enraged after losing a fight against a 16-year-old girl. Unwilling to accept the L handed to her, she decided to make a reckless decision that would forever alter both her life and the victims. In a moment of anger, she got into her vehicle.
Couldn't take that belt to ass over there, huh? You couldn't take that belt to ass. That's what's wrong with people. They can't take a whooping. They cannot take a whooping. You want to be out there and be big and bad, but can't lose a fight. Now you finna go to the pen where you gotta knuckle up. It really ain't a choice. Like, you're definitely gonna knuckle up now. Like, wow.
Drove through the yard of another home and targeted the victim.
The kid was 16 too, y'all. Y'all remember that part. She 18, the kid was 16. She threw her life away. Kid didn't even really have a life to live yet, so let's go.
In the backyard. The 16-year-old girl was struck and transported to a local hospital, where she later succumbed to her injuries. Several bystanders captured the incident on video. According to Oklahoma City police officials, Kimariana fled the scene, but was later caught by the Oklahoma Highway Patrol troopers south of Oklahoma City. She was booked at 9:01 a.m. on the 22nd and charged with first-degree murder. But what was intriguing about Kimariana was her neck tattoo. The Philadelphia P inked on her skin wasn't a tribute to the Phillies. Instead, it symbolized her allegiance to the 87 North Highland Piru Bloods, a notorious gang based on the northeast side of the city. The gang's main cliques operated along 80th, 82nd, 87th, and 92nd Street, all of which were locked in ongoing rivalries with the Hoover Criminals and Neighborhood Crips. The victim was a 16-year-old juvenile who was later publicly identified by family members as Tamariana Warren. But within the Neighborhood Crips, she was known as S-Rag from the Rolling 60 Crips. S-Rag had a reputation for engaging in fights with rival gang members and openly disrespecting her ops online, such as the Pitts Park Hoover Criminals and the North Highlands Piru Bloods. This was evident through social media posts from both her and the gang she was affiliated with. She would also post her affiliation online, directly in her bio, along with gang members sharing video footage that allegedly showed her being involved in fights with rivals. The reason behind the fight between her and Q remains unclear, but it's likely due to them dissing each other's hoods, with the internet and friends hyping them up. This is a common cycle that that often ends in tragedy. Both S-Rag and Q were beautiful girls who could have lived long, positive lives, but gang culture consumed them, leading to their demise. But while the neighborhood Crips took a loss and the NHP marked one on their scoreboard, the North Highlands Bloods would face a loss of their own.
Davis, it was an incredibly busy overnight period for Oklahoma City Police. Investigators are still here at the scene right now near 10th and MacArthur, hours after 2 people were shot inside what investigators say is an after-hours nightclub.
2 individuals were injured in a shooting early Saturday morning at a nightclub in northwest Oklahoma City, near Northwest 10th Street and MacArthur Boulevard. The Lavish Lounge, a club known for staying open late to allow people to make the most of their night, became the scene of gunfire around 4 a.m. As bullets rang out in the club and people screamed in terror, chaos unfolded in an instant. One victim, struck by the gunfire, was rushed to the hospital in critical condition, while a second victim's condition remains unknown, with no new details being released about their whereabouts. But what has now been revealed is that one of the victims was known as Duck. Duck was a gang member affiliated with the 87 North Highland Bloods, particularly the Lime Hood Piru faction, which has been active recently across the Northeast. Police are currently puzzled as they try to piece together the details of the shooting, with the motive still unclear. However, it's likely tied to the ongoing gang violence in Oklahoma City. As is often the case, being affiliated with the wrong faction at the wrong time can be deadly, a harsh reality that has led to many similar incidents over the years. Back in August, we saw a similar situation with G. Rico from the Hillside Hoovers, who was gunned down by the Fawn-Shill Gangster Crips over his affiliation. This sparked more tension across the youth, as multiple gangs across the city dissed him after his passing, fueling even more shootings and rivalries, adding to the never-ending gang war in Oklahoma City, making it dangerous for everyone. But Duck was known in...
Bro, they get real active out there, like, for real. They on some real, like, LA type war, like, real activity, bruh. I think this really just goes to show, like, you know, people everywhere gonna funk, bro. People everywhere gonna funk. They gonna find a reason to funk. I know it's Bloods and Crips in the Philippines, all over the world. Crazy to think about. Oh man, it was going down, bro.
As multiple gangs across the city dissed him after his passing, fueling even more shootings and rivalries, adding to the never-ending gang war in Oklahoma City, making it dangerous for everyone. But Duck was known in the gang world as a top hat, a term for shooters who are always ready to act when their gang calls on them. He had just returned home after serving time, but with no witnesses coming forward, it looks like this case could go cold. But the police department's best bet is for officers potentially obtaining footage from inside the club or trace the crime through Snapchat stories, Instagram posts, and other social media content to determine who was close to Duck at the time of the shooting. As I was watching the news coverage of the incident, 2 men were seen being questioned by law enforcement, and it seemed they might have even been detained. This could help link someone to the shooting and ensure that Duck gets justice. But it's important to emphasize that this just remains speculative, as it's based on observations from the footage and not confirmed information. Everyone is innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. It's crucial to note that the North Highlands and Hoover's been spotted online throwing shots at Lady S-Rag, mocking her passing, just like she supposedly did to G. Rico and Tubby G's from the Hoovers. Meanwhile, the 87 Bloods stamped her downfall, saying they put that on Piru. This looking like it's finna spark a heavy gang war in Oklahoma City, with the Hoovers, neighborhood rolling 60s, and 90s Crips standing against the North Highland Bloods, made up of Lime Hood, Islands, and a few young Treetop members. The 90s Crips are already talking about sliding for Lady S-Rag, and the 87s are likely to start avenging Duck from Lime Hood. All I can say is, if you ain't in this, stay safe. Hopefully, every victim in this video is laid to rest with the respect they deserve, and the individuals responsible for these tragic deaths are held accountable for their actions. Thank you.
Yeah, hey, condolences to everybody who was lost in this tragic war right here, man. That's for sure. That needs to be said, man. And condolences to everybody's family, of course.
For watching another episode of Hood 187. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment. And if you don't want to wait to view my content, Hood 187.
Alright, man, look, man, y'all check out and go rock with Hood 187 Reloaded. I don't know if they're from Oklahoma or not, but that was dope, bro. That was a nice little breakdown of what's going on. I didn't realize that was so recent. And I don't know if it was clear or not. Y'all let me know down below in the comment section. Was that, like, did that happen in one single weekend? Because I didn't catch that part, man. Man, that was a pretty crazy little story, though. That little female was getting active, bro. Imagine what time she really got onto the set. You know what I'm saying? She was probably beating girls up on the other side by, like, 14, 15 years old before she really got put on, probably. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's crazy to think about. That's crazy to think of. She passed away. Condolences to her, man. And, you know, it's sad what happened to that other young lady and the other young man, you know what I mean? That was in there, you know? And then came out and died. Like, that's all crazy, man. Man, shouts out Hood 187 for shining light on that story, man. And until the next one, y'all like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what y'all agree with, disagree with. Let me know what y'all like, man. Till next time. Peace.
If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment. And if you don't want to wait to view my content, you can now join my membership and watch a day before posting. As I report this, it deeply saddens me to see such a young life lost to gang violence. Unfortunately, this is the harsh reality that comes with that lifestyle. To those who are still young, I urge you to leave it behind and choose a path toward a fulfilling and prosperous life.
Popping it. Y'all gonna donate.